the Brooklyn Nets are better without Kyrie Irving. Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Teflon Perp, and very hot take. Okay, now before we get into this video, I know you guys are probably looking at me, looking at your screen and probably saying, what are you talking about, Perp? That don't make sense. Why would they trade away a superstar and become a better team? Like, you must be absurd. You must be insane. I promise y'all, I am none of those things. However, I do believe that the Nets are better off without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, no doubt, is one of the best point guards in our league. One of the best guards in NBA history, if you want to be honest about it, especially from a talent standpoint. Only thing that could hold him back potentially in that argument is stats because of how many games he's missed over the years for various reasons. Regardless, needless to say that Kyrie Irving is one of the better players in the league, one of the better guards in history. But still, the Brooklyn Nets find themselves in a position where they're actually better off after trading Kyrie Irving. I mean, look at the lineup that they had, the potential lineup they got. They got Cam Thomas at point guard. At shooting guard, they had Spencer Dinwiddie, KD at small forward. Power forward, you have Dorian Finney-Smith, and at center, you have Nick Claxton. And that's without including Ben Simmons in the lineup. That's without including Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal, TJ Warren, Kessler Edwards. This could be a 9 to 10 man rotation when it comes playoff time. A consistent, good basketball, well-balanced team. That's the reason why I believe that the Nets got better without Kyrie. Of course, it hurts to lose a player of Kyrie's caliber, but again, they're a more well-balanced team. And now we're seeing the emergence of Cam Thomas. We're seeing him come to fruition of the type of player that he could be. Cam Thomas is the perfect example when opportunity meets preparation, because what's his dude's stats? He's been having 3 straight 40-point games, with last night him dropping 43 against the Phoenix Suns. He's looking like a legitimate, I'm not going to say star yet, because it's hard to call someone a star no matter how good they play after 3 games, but he's looking very promising, and it's looking like he could easily fill that gap for Kyrie. He's not Kyrie Irving, don't get me twisted. However, he can fill that gap, especially for the players that they got in return for the trade. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, getting him back to Brooklyn, that's always a good thing. He's a legitimate scorer. He's a legitimate starter. He will definitely put up good contribution. He give good playoff minutes. He has that playoff experience, so he's definitely a good fit. Dorian Finney-Smith, he's a solid player that nobody's really talking about in this trade. The Mavs gave up 2 good starters for Kyrie Irving. I think nobody's talking about that. And not only did they give up 2 good starters, but they also gave up a first-round pick and multiple second-round picks. So the Nets are in a good position because now they got a more balanced lineup around Kevin Durant when he comes back. Not only is that lineup balanced, but he also got picks going to the future. They got 2 first-round picks, I believe, for this upcoming year. And then on top of that, they got multiple second-round picks that they could use as trade assets or to get some sleeper picks later in the draft. But again, their team looks solid. They look like they have one of the better benches in the NBA. You guys know that I'm a 76ers fan. I truly believe that the 76ers starting lineup is better than Brooklyn Nets lineup right now. But the difference between the Sixers and teams like the Celtics, Bucks that get back to the conference finals every year is their benches. That's the difference. When Embiid sits down, what happens to the Sixers? They implode. However, you look at this Nets lineup right now, you look at this Nets bench, it doesn't look like this should be the case on paper. If KD gives up 35 points a game, he's giving you a constant bucket, and he has a balanced lineup around him that can easily have multiple 20-point per game scorers in the lineup, and then they sit down on the bench. What happens with the bench? I mean, you got Ben Simmons. He's not going to put up the points like that, but he could definitely make plays on the offensive end for players in the open court. You have Joe Harris, who is a legitimate 3-point threat. You have Royce O'Neal, who has shown flashes throughout the season that he could be a legitimate player. He could arguably be a starter, in my opinion. He's a legitimate player to come off the bench. TJ Warren has playoff experience. He has shown that he could ball out coming off the bench. Kessler Edwards, he's shown flashes this season. So again, these are players that could really give you some good playoff minutes. As a 76ers fan, this trade actually scares me because the Nets actually got some good value out of Kyrie Irving. I figured with the whole league knowing that Kyrie Irving wanted out and wasn't going to play again in the Brooklyn Nets uniform, that they weren't going to get much out of him, but that seems to not be the case. They actually got way more than I thought that they can get. I mean, they didn't have much leverage in this trade, and they still were able to get 2 good, legitimate day 1 starters and multiple draft picks for Kyrie Irving. So this is a win in the Nets book. Of course, it's a win in the Mavs book too at the end of the day because they got Kyrie Irving. But I think that the Nets won this trade, especially if we see Kyrie Irving still leave at the end of the summer to go to LA, because this is only a half-season rental and they cannot get a max deal done with Kyrie Irving. Not only that, but he only have half a season to figure out if he's worth that max deal, because of course his talent warrants it, but is he good enough of a fit with Luka that it makes sense? We don't see many 1-2 guard combos get to the NBA finals. We just haven't seen that in recent memory. I mean, you look at the Phoenix Suns, the championship window's collapsing right now, even though they had 2 Hall of Fame, well, 1 Hall of Fame and probably 1 future Hall of Fame guards. It just typically doesn't work in this league. This is a forward league. So again, we're going to see how the Mavs work out, but right now the Nets have a pretty balanced team, and they have KD locked until the 2026 season. So they have plenty of time. They have draft assets. They have solid players around Kevin Durant to make this thing work before he decides to re-sign or leave the Brooklyn Nets. That's about 3 seasons. They have 3 seasons to get it right, and I think they have the talent to do it. Whether it's this year, next year, or the year after that, I think the Nets are legitimate contenders and are better off without Kyrie Irving. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you guys think I'm insane? Do you think it's a crazy take? Think it'll backfire on me? Or do you guys think that I'm right? Do you guys think this was the perfect divorce? Again, I appreciate y'all. Teflon Perp. I'll catch y'all on the next one.